Hey, students, happy Friday. I'm just jumping on real quick just to send out the gentle reminder that all post work is due tomorrow night, Saturday night, 11:59 p.m. for a disaster preparedness shelter project. I just want to go through the instructions really quickly. It's pretty self-explanatory, and you're going to create that PowerPoint presentation that includes those four parts and those elements. Now, what this means is when you go to part one, when it's talking about the location and the needs assessment of the elementary school, I want you to consider the following, such as space. What does that look like? Just by visualizing the photos that are posted on Blackboard, what that looks like. Is there space outside? Is the airflow? Do they have air condition? Is there, suppose the air condition went out, what kind of airflow do you have? Do they have windows that you could open? That kind of thing. Safety, I'm getting you to think about, I want you to go through down here. If you've not had the opportunity to review these Seek and Shelter Superdome videos, and inside the Superdome and Superdome after Hurricane Katrina, I highly recommend those. Boy, it'll get you to really start provoking some thoughtful and meaningful ideas of why we have established these guidelines and established the instructions for the shelter. See, really gets you to start thinking through a different lens, all right? Thinking about safety. We're not only thinking about just safety, what's in place, what's inside the building, but safety for the people inside the building. Are you going to separate the men and the women and the children and what that looks like? How are you going to keep those safe? Security, are you going to have someone that's going to be up all night just kind of walking around making sure that no one is stealing things from anyone? I mean, you just never know. I want you to really think outside the box. What kind of supplies do you need? All right, do you need flashlights? Do you need a generator, a backup generator? Do you have electricity? Do you have food? Do you have water? Are you going to partner with maybe some of the grocery stores in the area, and just kind of have that as your backup plan to have water delivered, bottled waters, and that kind of thing, or buckets of water for flush toilet, sanitation. Suppose the electricity goes out and suppose the toilets get stopped up because of all the people there. What is in place? Okay. Maybe you could think about partnering and using one of those resources with the trash pickup, like in the different neighborhoods, and have some outdoor, you know, um, I don't know what you call them, toilets outside, the plastic looking things, outdoor johns, I guess that's what it is. So think about things like that, all right? Part two, identifying the roles, all right? What would be the nurse's role there? You're setting this up. You are the nurse. So, what would you want to see happen? Do you need a case manager? Do you need a social worker in place? Suppose there's someone that has lost a loved one. They had to leave their pets behind. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to support them? Are you going to maybe think about bringing in some people from the local churches to be support, spiritual support, volunteer organizations? Who's part of that? The Red Cross, that kind of thing. Triage, what does that look like? Again, what I just spoke about in part one, triaging the different people in the different parts of the school and thinking about people at risk, thinking about diabetics. How are they going to check their blood glucose? How are you going to have stations set up? Think about people that need hemodialysis. These are important factors. Also, part four, discharge consideration. Once they leave there, do they actually have a place to go home to? That's a big question. Or can someone take them in? Do they have family? Do they have a church family member? Community? All right. Who's involved in getting them to go back to their home? Do they have financial support? And how resilient are they? Family, friends, do they have a job? Are they, do they have that resiliency? All right. So this is all part of that discharge planning. There are many elements here that you probably were not even aware of. And that's why this assignment is so important for population and global health disaster preparedness. As you can see, as evidenced by what happened with the snowstorm, electrical storm right here in our own area in Dinwiddie and down 85, terrible ice storm, and those people, some people are still without power. How about Texas and what's going on there? And people dying because they're in freezing temperatures. I know that that's something else, but it's still disaster preparedness, and think about what that role may look like. Okay, so just get your thoughts and your juice is flowing, and I'm sure that you're going to do a great job with this project. Your teachers are there to support you. Please give us a call, email us, set up a time to speak, what have you, whatever we can do to encourage you and to do your best work. All righty. So, with that note, everybody have a great weekend and have and if you need anything or any support, please reach out.